Imagine you just spent, I don't know, weeks designing the absolute perfect storefront.
Oh, yeah. The dream scenario.
Right, like the window displays are meticulously curated, the lighting is super warm and inviting, and you've got this massive eye-catching sign outside.
Hmm.
And then opening day arrives. Hundreds of people are walking by. They stop, they press their faces against the glass, they're smiling, waving, pointing at your products.
It sounds like a massive success, honestly.
It does, until you realize they just keep walking because the front door is completely locked and there's absolutely no one there to actually let them in.
Yeah, I mean, that is the ultimate business nightmare right there.
Seriously.
You've generated all this attention, all this desire, but you have zero infrastructure to actually capture it and, pull those people inside.
Exactly. And welcome to today's deep dive. If you're our resident learner listening to this right now, someone who genuinely wants to cut through all the digital noise and build systems that actually work, you're going to love this one. Because our mission today is really simple. We need to figure out how to stop letting those valuable online interactions just, well, evaporate.
Right.
We're going to explore how to build a 247 lead generation machine using AI chat automation, specifically focusing on tools like ManyChat. And importantly, we're going to do it without losing that crucial human touch.
And it's a really vital mission because social media engagement without a follow-up system, I mean, it's really just vanity metrics.
It's just noise.
Exactly. It's noise. Every single comment, every direct message, every link click, that is literally a person standing outside your digital storefront, raising their hand.
Yeah, they're saying, I want in.
Right. But if you don't have a capture system in place, that moment of high intent just disappears into the algorithmic feed forever.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the core premise we're looking at today from our sources hits us with this brutally honest statement. And it is, likes do not pay bills.
No, they do not.
Leads do. And that really forces us to confront why our current, manual methods of handling social media are just completely failing us.
Yeah, the baseline issue here is how businesses fundamentally misunderstand the medium itself.
William.
Well, the vast majority of business owners treat their direct messages exactly like an email inbox.
Oh, right. Like they check it maybe once a day.
Exactly. They check it asynchronously, maybe once a day, or, when they have a spare 5 minutes between meetings, they just scroll through, type out a few manual replies, and consider it handled.
But the internet doesn't work on a once-a-day schedule, does it?
Not at all.
I mean, if I send a DM, I am already holding my phone. I'm active in that exact second. It's like trying to catch rain with a sieve,
Yeah.
Thousands of drops, the likes, the comments, but nothing actually sticks.
Precisely. You are active and your intent is peaking right in that moment. But by the time that manual reply goes out from the business owner, say 8 hours later,
I'm already gone.
right, you've moved on. You're cooking dinner or you're watching a movie. The friction is simply too high. Social media moves at lightning speed and user intent decays by the minute.
Right, the buying temperature drops.
Literally to zero. If someone asks for information and has to wait 8 hours for a response, they don't care anymore.
So if manual replies are, fundamentally too slow for the medium, how does a tool like ManyChat actually change the physics of this process?
So ManyChat acts as the underlying infrastructure. It's a chat marketing automation platform that connects directly into the ecosystems where the attention already lives.
Like Instagram and Facebook.
Exactly. Instagram, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. And what it does is shift the physics from this passive waiting game to an active, instantaneous response system.
Instantaneous, so no 8-hour delay.
None. It uses integrations with these platforms to trigger a personalized response the very millisecond someone engages.
Wow.
So instead of waiting for human intervention, that initial engagement becomes an immediate, trackable entry point into a sales funnel.
Instant engagement. That changes the dynamic completely. I guess if that's the goal, it makes sense to start at the most visible public part of social media, right? The comment section.
Oh, absolutely. The comment section is incredibly powerful because it requires very low effort from the user, but it signals real interest.
Right, just tucking a word.
Yeah. And when a user comments on a specific post, the automation can instantly move them from a public forum into a private direct message, and it happens while they are still physically looking at your post.
Now, I have to push back on this a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
Because we've all seen those posts where the creator says something like, drop guide in the comments and I'll DM you the free strategy PDF.
Oh, sure. Everywhere.
Right. Honestly, isn't asking people to comment a specific all caps word just a tacky engagement hack? Like just to trick the platform's algorithm into pushing the video out further. It just feels a bit robotic to me.
What's fascinating here is that while it absolutely does positively impact the algorithm by driving up comment volume,
Right, the algorithm loves
it
comments.
does, but its primary function is actually psychological. It's a self-selection filter built on the concept of micro-commitments.
Micro-commitments. Tell me more about how that works in this context.
Okay, think about the behavioral economics of passive scrolling versus active engagement.
Okay.
When a user is just scrolling, they are in a highly passive consumptive state of mind. They're just zombies swiping up.
Guilty as charged.
Right, we all do it. But asking for a specific keyword forces them to break that trance.
Oh, I see.
Taking the physical action to open the keyboard and type a word changes their psychological state from a passive consumer to an active participant.
Because they had to actually do something.
Exactly. It ensures that only truly interested users bother to comment in the first place. You aren't just blasting a link to everyone on your feed. You are rewarding engagement.
Right.
The user is essentially saying, yes, I am interested enough in this specific topic to raise my hand.
I see where you're going. And the moment they raise their hand, the system acknowledges them.
Yeah.
So let's look at the flow. Let's say a user comments the word free E on your post because they want, I don't know, a checklist you talked about.
Perfect example.
Within milliseconds, ManyChat sends a DM. But wait, if I comment free E and literally a millisecond later I get a DM, I know it's a bot.
Sure.
Doesn't that instantly break the illusion and turn people off? Like, oh, I'm just talking to a robot.
You raise a great point, but the goal here isn't to trick the user into thinking a human is typing at superhuman speed.
I think that would be weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Consumers are smart. They know it's an automation. The value isn't in the illusion of a human. The value is in immediate, frictionless service.
Right, getting what they want fast.
Yes. The BM will say something like, hey, Sarah, you asked about the free checklist I've got you. Quick question before I send it over. Are you currently running paid ads or still growing organically?
Oh, that's clever. It moved the conversation off the chaotic public feed, used their actual name, and immediately asked a qualifying question.
Exactly.
It didn't just dump the PDF link and walk away.
It establishes a two-way dialogue immediately.
Okay, so we've gotten them out of the public comments and into the DMs. But, you know, a DM conversation with a stranger is still just a stranger.
Sure.
Just handing them a link to a PDF isn't enough to build a business. We have to figure out if this person actually has money to spend or if they're just window shopping.
And that requires a structured sequence. We need a welcome message, qualification questions, and a routing decision.
Here's where it gets really interesting because I love thinking about this like a digital maitre d' at a high-end restaurant.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Right. This automation isn't a bouncer standing at the door with a clipboard, crossing their arms and trying to keep people out. It's a welcoming host asking polite, helpful questions so they can route people to the exact right table for their needs.
That is a brilliant way to visualize the mechanism. The digital maitre d' starts with a welcome message to set the table.
Setting expectations.
Exactly. It acknowledges they reached out and sets clear expectations. Something simple like, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions so I can point you in the right direction. Sound good?
It's transparent. There are no surprises. And then we move to the qualification questions.
Yes. And this is where we utilize quick reply buttons.
Okay, there are those.
These are tappable buttons right inside the Instagram or Messenger chat. The user doesn't even have to use their keyboard.
Oh, nice.
You collect structured data by asking things like, what's your biggest challenge right now? Or what's your monthly budget range?
I have to say, asking someone their budget in a manual DM can feel so incredibly awkward.
Oh, the worst.
Right. If a business owner just messages me, how much money do you have to spend?
Yeah.
My immediate reaction is to get defensive.
That is the friction of ego and shame in sales. Typing out, I only have a $500 budget, carries a massive psychological burden for a user. They might feel embarrassed, so they just stop replying entirely.
They host you.
Exactly. But tapping a pre-made button that says $0 to $1,000, that removes the ego completely.
Because it's just an option on a menu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It normalizes their situation. It feels safe, structured, and purely transactional.
That makes total sense. You're removing the cognitive load. And every single answer they tap automatically tags that contact in the background.
Yes.
Which brings us to the routing decision. Because once the system knows their budget and their problem, it knows exactly what table to seat them at.
It's pure logic based on user intent. High-intent leads, the ones who tap the higher budget buttons and indicate they need help right now, are routed directly to a booking link, like Calendly.
But hold on, isn't pushing someone to a calendar booking 30 seconds after an Instagram comment incredibly jarring?
It sounds fast, yes.
Yeah, like how do you avoid creeping the user out with that kind of speed?
Well, it would be jarring if you forced it on everyone. But remember, the system only offers the calendar link to the people who literally just pushed buttons saying, I have the budget and I want to solve this problem today.
Oh, right. They asked for it.
You are matching their buying temperature. Now, for the warm leads, maybe they have the problem, but a lower budget, they don't get the calendar.
What do they get?
They receive a detailed case study to nurture them, and those who simply aren't a fit, they get politely redirected with a highly valuable free resource.
So no bridges are burned.
Exactly. No bridges are burned, but you also haven't wasted an hour of your sales team's time on a Zoom call that was never going to convert.
So you're filtering and triaging in real time. And this isn't just for outbound campaigns where you ask people to comment, right?
Yeah.
We can also reverse engineer this for inbound DMs.
Absolutely. You set up keyword triggers for people who organically message you.
Like if they just find my page and message me.
Right. If someone messages the word pricing, the automation intercepts that, understands the intent, and instantly replies with a price overview. If they message help, it kicks off a diagnostic sequence.
But we also have to consider the silent clickers.
The silent clickers?
Yeah, what happens if a user completely bypasses the comments, ignores the DMs entirely, and just goes straight to clicking the link in your bio?
Every single link you share on social media is a potential funnel entry point. But it's only truly functional if you've set up the automation on the other side of that click. Let's look at click-to-messenger ads first.
Right, so instead of running an ad that sends someone to a landing page, it sends them directly to a chat. But why is that actually better?
Think about the physical mechanism of clicking a traditional ad on Instagram.
Okay.
It has to open a web browser, inside the app, load the external website, load the images, load the tracking pixels.
That always takes forever.
Exactly. That takes 3 to 5 seconds. On mobile, a 3-second delay means you lose half your traffic. They just bounce.
Because we have zero patience.
None. But with a click-to-messenger ad, the moment they click, there is zero load time. They are instantly dropped directly into a native ManyChat conversation flow. You never lose them in the transition.
That is a massive retention advantage. And you can apply a similar logic to link and bio flows, right? Because everyone uses tools like Linktree or StanStore.
And you can connect those tools directly to your chat automation.
How does that work?
Well, if someone clicks a button that says free guide in your bio, it triggers a sequence that delivers the PDF and starts an email nurture campaign. But if they click work with me, it triggers that digital maitre d' qualification flow we just talked about.
Wow. Same bio link. Entirely different automated journeys based on user choice.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for the back end? I have to be honest, hearing all of this, wait, no, I just realized. This sounds like it could turn into an absolute organizational nightmare.
It does sound like a lot of moving parts.
Right. If you have hundreds of people clicking ads, answering budget questions in DMs, triggering bio links, how do you keep track of it all without losing your mind?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's actually the opposite of chaos.
Really?
Because every single click-triggered conversation, every answered question, every tag, it all syncs automatically to the CRM your business is already using, whether that's HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, or Salesforce.
But how? How does a button tap inside an Instagram DM magically appear in a Salesforce dashboard?
Through APIs and webhooks.
Okay, tech terms. Break it down for me.
Think of an API as a digital translator. Instagram speaks one language, Salesforce speaks another. The API allows them to understand each other.
Okay, that makes sense. And the webhook?
A webhook is essentially a real-time tap on the shoulder. When a user clicks that $5,000 budget button, ManyChat sends a webhook, a digital runner that taps Salesforce on the shoulder and says, hey, Sarah just told us she has $5,000 to spend. Update her profile right now.
Okay, to really visualize this, let's walk through the full funnel from top to bottom.
Let's do it.
Let's say a post goes live on your Instagram. A user is scrolling, sees it, and comments the word yes.
Oh.
Immediately, the comment trigger fires, and ManyChat sends them a DM.
Mm-hmm.
Inside that DM, the qualification engine takes over. It runs through 3 quick questions using tappable buttons. The user answers them, realizes they need your service, and clicks the booking link right there in the chat.
And here's where that back-end webhook connection takes over. Because they answered those specific questions, they are automatically tagged as a hot lead in your system. Your external CRM recognizes that tag, and instantly your human sales team receives a notification in Slack.
In Slack.
Yeah, with a perfectly pre-filled lead card containing the prospect's name, their budget, and their exact pain points.
That sounds amazing in theory. From a passive scroll to a highly qualified sales appointment, all happening autonomously in minutes. But, in reality, tech breaks.
It certainly does.
What happens when the API fails? Or a user types something completely unhinged that the bot just doesn't understand? Does the lead just vanish into the ether?
That's where you build in a fallback protocol.
A fallback.
Yes. If the bot detects confusion, or if the user types a question outside the programmed logic, the system automatically pauses the automation and pings a human team member.
Oh, that's smart.
It says, hey, human intervention required here. It hands the baton over seamlessly.
Which is a perfect segue, because this full funnel vision sounds incredible, but it's also incredibly easy to build a Frankenstein monster if you get it wrong. We need to look at the major pitfalls and how to avoid the robot trap.
It is very easy to get overly ambitious and build something that actually repels customers. The absolute biggest pitfall. Sounding like a corporate robot.
Yes, there is nothing worse than getting a DM that reads like a software terms of service agreement.
Exactly.
Greetings, user. Please select an option below to proceed. It's so sterile.
The fix is to write the automation exactly how you would text a friend. Use their first name, use casual language, throw in an emoji or two where it's appropriate. The goal is to automate the delivery, not alienate the recipient.
Right, keep it human. And the second major mistake is skipping the qualification step entirely, right?
Oh, yeah. Some businesses get so excited about the fact that they can automate a booking link that they just push everyone straight to their calendar.
Just a free-for-all.
And what happens, you end up spending your entire Tuesday on sales calls with people who have zero budget, zero authority to make a decision, and were honestly never going to buy in the first place.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. You must build in at least one or two qualifying questions to protect your own time.
It goes back to the maitre d'. You have to ask how many people are in their party before you seat them, or you're going to put a party of 2 at a table for 10.
Great callback.
Another mistake is ignoring stalled conversations. Like, if someone starts a flow but gets distracted, the baby starts crying, or their boss walks in, you need a re-engagement sequence.
Yes, just a gentle nudge an hour later saying, hey, did you still want this?
Right.
And you cannot ignore your analytics. Just because a system is running autonomously doesn't mean you can turn your back on the data.
You have to monitor it.
You have to review open rates, click rates, and see exactly where people are dropping off in your flow. If 90% of people stop replying when you ask about their timeline, you need to change how you ask that question.
But the mistake that causes the most spectacular failures is over-automating too soon.
Definitely.
Like building a massive multi-branch funnel with 50 different paths on day one is like building a massive multi-lane highway interchange in a town where no one even owns a car yet.
That is exactly what it's like.
You don't even know where the traffic wants to go, but you're building overpasses. You are going to crash and burn. You have to start simple. One keyword, one single message, one clear next step. Get that converting, find the traffic patterns, and then layer in the complexity.
This raises an important question, one that gets to the heart of this entire technological shift. Can a tool like ManyChat or any AI chat automation ever truly replace human interaction?
Based on everything we've looked at today, the answer is a definitive no.
And that is crucial to understand. The technology is not a replacement for human connection. It is a filtration mechanism.
Right.
Small businesses actually benefit the most from this because the automation acts as an elite support system. It handles the initial repetitive response layer, the sorting, the qualifying, the routing.
The grunt work.
The heavy lifting, yeah. So that when a human finally does step in, they are focusing 100% of their energy on high-quality, high-leverage conversations.
It's about optimizing human effort, not eliminating it. You aren't wasting your finite human energy on people who are just kicking the tires. You're reserving your brilliance for the people who are actually ready to buy.
The system runs around the clock, capturing intent while you sleep, so that your waking hours are spent actually closing deals and building meaningful relationships.
Which brings us to the end of today's deep dive. If you are a resident learner listening, whether you are a small business owner trying to reclaim your evenings, a marketer looking to boost your conversion rates, or just someone fascinated by the invisible architecture of the internet, you now have the blueprint.
You really do.
You understand the behavioral psychology of micro-commitments.
Hmm.
You know how APIs bridge the gap between Instagram and a CRM. You know how to turn that passive noise of the feed into a highly organized lead machine.
You know how to unlock the door to that digital storefront and actually welcome people inside.
Precisely.
Hmm.
But before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. Something that builds on everything we've just discussed about removing friction and automating the initial touch points.
Okay.
If AI and chat automation become the absolute gold standard for all discovery, all qualification, and all routing across the internet, does that mean the eventual, genuine, one-on-one human conversation will become incredibly rare?
Wow.
And if it becomes rare, does human time itself become a brand's most premium luxury product?
If the bots handle the introduction flawlessly, speaking to a human becomes the ultimate VIP experience.
Something to think about the next time you drop a keyword in the comments and watch how fast that DM arrives. Keep questioning the digital systems you interact with every day, and we'll see you on the next deep dive. Remember, don't just build a beautiful storefront. Make sure you actually unlock the door.